Okay, so we've gotten a ton of requests from listeners to cover this topic.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally rounded up some really interesting research on affection,
Yeah,
especially how it relates to women in relationships.
right.
So today we're going to take a deep dive into that.
Uh-huh.
Now listen, whether you're out there navigating the dating scene or you're happily coupled up or maybe somewhere in between,
Yeah,
this is for you.
right.
Understanding the nuances of affection,
Mm-hmm.
especially how women experience it,
For sure.
can be really insightful.
It really can.
And I think for a lot of us,
Yeah.
we maybe tend to overlook how important affection really is in a relationship.
Well, I think that's true. And,
Right there, right in.
sometimes we dismiss it
Okay.
as something frivolous.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Secondary to other things.
Yeah.
But when you look at the research,
Yeah.
it actually reveals that affection plays a vital role
Mm-hmm.
in relationship satisfaction,
Okay.
particularly for women.
Especially for women.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about this because
Yeah.
we often think about
Yeah.
affection as, these grand romantic gestures.
Right, exactly. Those big moments.
Yeah, like you've got to, sweep her off her feet,
Right.
go all out.
Yeah.
But it seems like
Mhm.
maybe those everyday smaller gestures are actually more important.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point.
Yeah.
Because it's not always about those big moments.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's the smaller things that really make a difference.
Okay.
Think about it. A
Yeah.
simple touch on the arm
Yeah.
during a conversation,
Right.
a genuine heartfelt compliment
Mm-hmm.
about something other than her appearance,
Okay.
remembering to make that cup of tea or coffee in the morning.
Oh, for sure.
Just those little things.
Yeah.
They speak volumes about
Yeah.
care and love,
They really do.
much more so than those big gestures sometimes.
Okay, so how does this whole idea of
Yeah.
love languages
Right.
play into all of this?
Mhm.
I mean, you hear it everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a buzzword.
It's such a buzzword.
Everyone's talking about love languages.
I'm curious
Yeah.
to get your take on it.
Mm.
Like, how does it actually relate to this need for affection that women have?
Well, so the concept of love languages basically says we
Yeah.
all have different ways
Mm.
of feeling loved and appreciated.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
for one woman,
Uh-huh.
words of affirmation might be really important.
Okay.
She wants to hear you say, I love you.
Right.
You're beautiful. You're amazing.
Exactly.
For another woman,
Yeah.
it might be acts of service,
Oh, Yeah.
doing things for her,
Oh.
taking care of things,
Yes.
making her life easier.
Right.
That's what makes her feel loved.
So different things for different people.
Absolutely.
So then how do you figure out
Yeah.
what a woman's love language is?
Right.
Is it just a guessing game or?
No. It's definitely not about guessing.
Okay.
The best way...
It's just to communicate,
Okay.
talk to her,
Yeah.
encourage her to share what makes her feel loved,
Yeah.
what makes her feel appreciated,
All right.
and then really listen.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention not just to her words,
Mm-hmm.
but also her actions.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, what does she respond to? What
Yeah.
makes her light up?
Right.
Those are clues to her love language.
I think that's such a good point
Yeah,
about paying attention to those nonverbal cues, too.
absolutely.
Sometimes we can get so wrapped up
Uh-huh.
in our own way of showing affection
Right.
that we completely miss how
Yeah.
the other person's receiving it.
Exactly.
Right.
You might be doing things
Yeah.
that you think are loving,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not landing
Yeah.
the way you think they are.
So communication is key.
Communication is always key.
Yeah.
It's not about being a mind reader.
Right.
It's about creating that space
Yeah.
where you can both
Uh-huh.
talk openly
Yeah.
about your needs and desires. This has been so interesting.
I'm glad you think so.
So I guess the takeaway for our listeners is
Yeah.
affection in all its different forms
Mm-hmm.
is something we need to be mindful of,
Right.
particularly for the women in our lives.
Yes.
It's not just about grand gestures.
Yeah.
It's about paying attention,
Absolutely.
communicating openly,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding
Yeah.
that even small gestures
Right.
can have a huge impact.
They really can.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
this goes both ways.
It does. It's a two-way street.
While you're learning about her needs,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're sharing yours too.
Absolutely.
Because relationships are about reciprocity.
Yes.
It's a two-way street.
It is.
You've got to give and receive.
Exactly.
So really think about this.
Mm-hmm.
When you're thinking about the women in your life,
Yeah.
how are you showing them affection?
Mm-hmm.
Are you speaking their love language?
Good question.
And are you open to hearing about theirs?
It's all about that balance. Give and take.
Awesome. Well, this has been another deep dive.
It has.
I hope you all enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.